Hi everybody, Raging back with another Mechabellum video. Today's video is all about Sledgehammer, and I will be playing Sledgehammer in an aggro position today, and we will be focusing on the damage sharing technology that they have. Through damage sharing back on the Sledgehammer bar, because of the abundance of the Phantom Ray oil strat, I find the invincible Sledgehammers do pretty well against it. We won't be facing Phantom Rays in today's game, but because I have it on the bar, I've been using it more in a lot more of my games, and it's been going pretty well. And it's kind of nice. I've seen other people running the damage sharing as well lately, and it kind of reminds me of my early days of Mechabellum. When I started like a year and a half ago, it was a lot more common to see, but in the last like 6-7 months, I haven't seen it much, so it's kind of cool that it's back. Like I said, I'm the amplifying specialist. We have tanks and marksmen. My opponent here is 2000 MMR. We are 2050 MMR in this game. And he is aerial specialist. He's picked up a couple packs of fangs, and he started with arc lights and storm callers. Grabbed ourselves some crawlers. We're going to position them behind the sledgehammers, and then next turn we'll beef up the front a little bit more with some fangs, and we'll just throw some marksmen here behind our tanks. And I like these sledgehammer starts into the storm callers. They do really well. One of the best units, besides maybe steel balls, into the storm callers early. So this should be a nice win for us, since the arc lights are stuck on tanks and crawlers. Eat the arc lights, eat the storm callers, take the tower. We should be able to finish off these few units. They'll probably kill my marksman, if I remember correctly. Crawlers will get the tower. So very nice round one versus the storm callers with the amplifying core sledgehammers. So if you're going to be going linked sledgehammers, something to keep in mind is not to position your units in a way where they can all just get melted, because eventually they're all going to be one unit. So we don't want to take it too early. We want to build up to it. So a lot of this game is building towards the linked sledges and playing around, whatever my opponent's doing, kind of shoring that up, and then also, still slowly working towards like getting the linked sledge in a place where like maybe you could just finish the game with it. Round 2, we get unit drops here, and this is sort of a difficult decision for me to make. I want the wasps because they're the best flank protection of all of these here. However, wasp dies to all of the other choices. I do go with wasps because I need to protect my flanks, but I really kind of want to get Wraith, since I'm sort of potentially, like pushing towards getting towers. I could take Typhoon. I could take Phantom Ray, right? There's all good choices, but Wasp just seems most solid here for protecting my flanks. It's better than all the rest, and I need to worry about that a little bit. So I put the Wasp back here. Opponent goes with Typhoon. He puts crawlers over here to take our tower. Really smart missiles here. You could assume I'm putting something in front of my sledgehammers so that I don't get missiled. Actually goes with these wide missiles to catch the edges. That ends up being really good play for him. He protects his flank with crawlers. And on this turn, I add sledgehammers up here, so nice crawler. Good crawler here. A couple good missiles. Free Typhoon. Should be able to deal with our wasps. So for me, fangs and sledgehammers here. A level on this tower. An item on these sledgehammers. But crawlers will still get this. And those missiles kill our sledgehammers, so pretty good tempo round for our opponent here. On round 2. Does kill our tanks, but we've distracted the Typhoons, so we might get a couple more arc light kills to mitigate some damage, but I'll probably have the round since I'm countered on all fronts, and I don't have my sledgehammers alive in the front since he missiled them. So pretty good turn for my opponent here on round 2, but now I know what I'm facing. Get some cards here, but none of it really hooves me, so I just take the spell, and I think he takes it as well. It's a good spell for him as well. Yeah, we just take it because it will definitely come back. 2-round cooldown. Should be having this back, and it'll help me later. But for now, we're just going to slow these units down. Get some more sledgehammers. Like I said, we're going to be preparing the sledgehammer line slowly. They're far enough apart where if I go link, they won't be linked. I don't want to telegraph too hard, but later we'll be sticking more sledgehammers in like these spots to create the link, but early on here, what we want is we want to be going for Mech Rage. So on this turn, my opponent has taken the spell, just as I have. He's picked himself a Wraith, since it deals with flanks really well. Probably the best unit for dealing with flanks is the Wraith. If you ever have people who build on your flank like this, you should build a Wraith. You should run Degen Beam, and if you go 8-gun Wraith with Degen Beam, it will shut down pretty much all flanks like this, except for damage sharing sledgehammers. Not as good against that. So he's gonna try and missile our sledgehammers here, but it will hit these sledgehammers. I do take a level on Crawler since he only has level 1 arc lights, and we have a pull going towards the back with Typhoon. So I'm betting that Crawlers can get in there. Obviously they can't because he has Wraith now, but that is the idea behind this. I've added more Fangs here to protect against missiles, and I am getting an arc light just to deal with the Crawlers on this side for this turn. Opponent has some Chaff and a Wraith, so we're both just sort of waiting. We're taking the spell here. I just want to see what my opponent's going to do here, right? I have his Crawlers countered. I don't expect the Wraith here. Wraith's good also against the Wasps, but I'll never sell these Wasps. They'll be protecting our flank most of the game. It is a little bit questionable to go Wraith into Marksman, and I do have AA Marksman on the bar, so the Crawlers actually do kill that Arclight here. We do clear the left side as well. Crawlers are still going. They made it super far, and it's actually a good round for us because this time our sledgehammers didn't get missiled. We did get into the tower. Now we should be able to finish off these last 2 units with our marksmen, who should all get a level as well. Nice. Yeah, they do all get a level. And we'll take down the Typhoons here. So good turnaround for us here, and we have evened the HP pool. Just want to play very slowly into this kind of ramp up with the sledgehammers. Very slow, methodical. You want to be good with your money. They're tanky enough where, like, they don't need much. The only thing that I'm suffering from here is chaff clear, really, mostly, with these sledgehammers. But once I go Mech Rage, it'll get a little better with this many. Opponent goes with increased attack with the Advanced Offensive Tactics card here. It is my opinion that you should pretty much never take this card unless you are into Mustangs heavy back here or something. It's kind of good with Wraith, but sledgehammers are pretty good against Wraith as well, especially if you take the healing tech. So I think this on round 4 is too expensive. I think a safer play for my opponent is to just take the enhancement module or Photon. Photon emission probably the best thing for them to take. I think that this is it's too expensive. And they have like no money. In fact, they had no money to the point where they had to sell their Typhoon. So yeah, I don't like that play from the opponent since it's really only good with like lots of Mustangs. Opponent here picks up a Phoenix. Since he took the heavy investment into the card, he needs to sort of cheese his way through this round. So he's going to try and take this tower again with Phoenix. And he can do that pretty easily as an aerial specialist. I am adding some chaff in front of our sledgehammers so they don't get missiled. We do have levels now on sledgehammer and levels on all marksmen, which are good against Wraith. So things are looking pretty even here, pretty good. We have answers to Wraiths. We still have decent enough chaff clear. I'm still thinking about what I'd like to do. Okay, now, because I don't take the big card here and I just skip and I play for economy, I can take techs here on my sledgehammers, which ends up being better than going with that card. So I just want to emphasize that that card there this early is too expensive, in my opinion. And he does get 2 Wraiths now, still wants to deal with the flank here. I add Crawlers up over here to deal with these Crawlers, but Phoenix, one of them starts shooting the tower. We do clear the rest of this stuff, but we will get our tower here. So Sledgehammer's doing pretty well. They are clearing chaff. Our marksmen are deleting arc lights and should start to delete wraiths here after as well. We get towered, a kind of an unfortunate time. It'll be nice just to try and clear a couple of these wraiths. Maybe at just one, we get one of them. So little damage mitigation off a taken tower here. So good tower take by my opponent. Pretty heads up also that since he takes the expensive card, he needs to play for tempo. So that's a good play. But I still think it's too expensive. It puts you behind when you take a card like that. Yeah, so Round 5, we get some unit drops, but Sabertooths kill rhinos, vulcans, and tarantula, so it's really the only logical pick for both of us. We go with Sabertooth. So he takes Sabertooth, and so do I. I think I even just sell one, since there's not a lot of targets on the ground for me to go after, but in case there's like a vulcan here, it's probably what I'm most scared of. I'm just gonna like line up a Sabertooth here. And he's just positioning them, angling them at our sledgehammers as well, since they will be one-shotting all of these guys. On this turn, opponent takes fangs as well, and again does something that seems pretty expensive in my opinion. Sells Stormcallers, goes fang shields. Since I'm running Mech Rage, sledgehammers. So 2 turns in a row, he goes with the expensive play. He takes the card. Now on this turn, reacts to my Mech Rage sledgehammers and immediately goes port shield. So I think it's just, it's very expensive, and it's early enough in the game where I can react still to the Fang Shield, and he has Range Wraith, and he has this card, right? What do I have? I have Mech Rage tanks, Marksman, and just a bunch of like chaff to block for my tanks. So I am very healthy with supplies here. I can just hit back basically with anything. So I think all of these plays are a little too fast, and it gives me an edge since I can just counter back next turn. I position these thinking I might keep them both, but I do just sell one. I'm going to take this level obviously here, and now I need to try and kill this Phoenix since it was a problem last time. So I get some Wasps that will defend my flank, and they will kill Phoenix. And since I have Sledgehammer techs, it does kind of behoove me here to get some more Sledgehammers, just sort of spread them around a little bit. Put them in front of my tower here to defend against the Phoenix. Throw in here as well, and work towards these little openings for the link later. So, saved a little bit of money and got some more tanks. So let's see how we do here. We have many sledgehammers, and he doesn't have lots of fangs, so we are still able to clear the fangs, even though he went with Fang Shield. I feel like on the turn you go with Fang Shield, you want to probably win that round. But I don't think he wins this round, since we have lots of tanky sledgehammers, and Wraiths are not that good at killing sledgehammers until you have 8 gun. We'll get a good tower take here with the Wasps on the left. And these marksmen should have what it takes, since this Sabertooth is also too tanky for the Wraith to kill. So a nice round 5. We don't really take any techs, we just get more of our army going and still take the round. So now that I know what's up, opponent takes Laser Sight on this turn. I'm just going to take Lightning Storm. The reason I take Lightning Storm is because he has taken 2 expensive plays. He took the card and he took the Fang Shield. So I know I'm ahead in economy. Even if I take Lightning Storm, I'm still ahead from an economical standpoint. And because I have Lightning Storm, I don't need to use my Electromag. Since Laser Sight was offered, it's a good item for Wraith, and I'll just Electromag whatever Wraith has Laser Sight next turn. I don't need to use the Electromag. Opponent also has Electromag back as well, and decides to hit our tanks and our marksmen here. Since he has no other real options to hit, since we haven't really taken any like heavy techs or anything, and I am very healthy with supplies, so let's see. I would like to get another Sledgehammer tech, so I go with the healing tanks, which are still very good into the Wraiths. Now the Wraiths will be even less effective against the Sledgehammers, and Sledgehammers have more health, and they're healing. I need the shields in case he does Lightning Storm me, and he's going to EMP as well, so we're going to try and protect our tanks. Opponent is trying to just missile out our Sledgehammers. He's added a Wraith over here, which ends up being really good since I don't have a proper answer. With the Wasps will die to this. And so more board building. I do add more Sledgehammers here, and I'm just getting Sledgehammers on the board since I think the Lightning Storm will be good enough to, even if I don't win the round, it'll be close. So still board building, and now we have field maintenance Sledgehammers. You want to be playing this, like I said, nice and slow. Don't go too fast. Don't go with the link too early. The link it's intended to really be a kill shot, so you don't want to jump the gun. And we don't have like a lot of chaff clear, but we've had lots of good spells that end up being our chaff clear. So I'm playing loosely around the cards that are just sort of showing up. It's going kind of well for us. So even though we lose this round, Honestly, we lose the round because of the Wraith here. It killed our Wasps, which made it so we couldn't kill Phoenix, and then it took the tower. The Lightning Storm was still okay, mitigating damage, and now I know where that Laser Sight Wraith is. And we did save a spell, and then we get another one. So now in this turn, I can just hit this spot here. I'll even save the Electromag Impact, and I'll just do it again next turn. So I'm just taking the Laser Sight Wraith out of the game, basically. That's the plan with these. I don't want to waste it. You know, I don't need to hit 2 different units. I just need to hit this one, since it's the scariest one. Now I know that he's extended over here to this side, so probably need to get aerial specialization going. Yep, because he has lots of Wraiths. So now it behooves me to get that tech, since it's really good against Wraith. I do stick one over here. So now we have an answer to these 2 units. He's getting lots of Fang shields, but luckily we have lots of tanks. And honestly, when you have this many tanks with Mech Rage, they're still pretty good chaff clear. I want to continue to build towards that link, right? So just gonna place some sledgehammers here. And all I have to do to create the link later when I click the button is put sledgehammers here, 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 wherever I need them, right? Wherever I want the link. I need to protect my marksman here, right? So I'll probably create a link here to be a pain in the ass, stuff like that, right? This is me positioning for the future of taking this. And we don't have very good AA, honestly, really. It's just these marksmen. I take temp range to assist the AA marksman, and then I know there's an EMP here that my opponent has, so I need to shield. I do sell these wasps, actually, since they don't do much for me anymore. And I do get a shield here to protect my best units. In hindsight, I should have shielded forward more so that I could protect the techs on these guys. This is a misplay. It's a bad shield. And then I block for these guys as well. So let's see. We take this Wraith out of the game with the EMP. And these sledgehammers will surprise you here. They are going to be very tanky. And we're getting on target really quick with these AA marksmen as well. Taking out these Wraiths. AA marksmen are like the perfect answer to Wraith. In case you aren't running that. And they stay back really far. They get extra range against the AA units. So they stay in a safe distance even though they have 8-gun. And these tanks are still alive. So we cleared the entire air just with marksmen. And we even have 2 sledges that survived that round. So that was a very good round. Our master plan is beginning to come together here. I will continue to take spells for chaff clear, specifically for chaff clear. Something need to be a little bit afraid of is Acid Blast. Even though these guys are healing, Acid Blast makes it so that the sledgehammers die faster while they sit in it as well. They take 250% extra damage for anything sitting in acid. I do take Orbital Bombard since it's a perfect spot. Literally right here. I'm going to EMP this Wraith again. Still don't want this Wraith to be working since it has the laser sight. And this Orbital Bombard should get lots of these bangs as well. Opponent recognizes that I have very poor anti-air. Only have marksman. Okay, so here's the link. Now, I think when you're playing Link and you take it, something you want to do is try and win the game. So for me, this is probably too hasty since he has 2200 HP, 2300 HP, and I kind of need all of my tanks to live and my marks. I need like every unit I have to live to like basically close the game out here because I don't have 300 damage HP units like he does on his board. Like he could kill me in one shot if like all my stuff dies, but it's a little too early for me, I think, to take it. I was just a little worried that the degen beam, which he does take, was going to like do more than it did. And so something I'm going to do against degen beam is I'm going to need photon, but I can't really afford it this turn. Photon, easily accessible. Well, it's very expensive, but it's accessible with a boat. Get a boat. So now here we go. I'm going to be slotting in these tanks in between these units. And when you do this, this all becomes one single unit. And when they have heal, and they heal at 4.5% of their max HP, so add all that HP together, that's how much they're healing per second, which should outpace these Wraiths with degen beam, even in acid. And I'm shielding against the acid and the orbital bombard. So now let's see how well and I'm taking temp range. Let's see how well these tanks do at surviving. This is amazing. I love linked sledges, and I'm glad to be playing it again. It's really fun. So these are all separate units, but when they drive closer to each other, they become a single entity. Same here. These are all linked together. These are all linked together here as well. It's amazing. They just live when they have the healing tech like this. And even though he bought like a ton of wasps, we still just have like enough clear with the marksman because the tanks just never die, which is awesome. It's so cool. It's so beastly looking. Like they just out heal everything there. But like I said, we don't win the game here. It's close. I also want to explain a little bit of why I'm positioning things the way that I am. Now, I have level 1 sledgehammers between my biggest sledgehammers here, and this is a very old school strategy. People have known about this for a little while, that if I'm going to be melted with a melting point, it would kill the entirety of this unit all at once if they were all basically the same HP. But because this sledgehammer is level 1, between my two tankiest sledgehammers, if you opt to melt this, the sledgehammers still have individual HP on them, even though they share HP as a single entity. So if they're going to get melted, though, these sledgehammers in the center will die first, and then the link will break, and then these will be separate again, so that like melting point or steel balls would have to retarget in order to kill the other pack. So this is a way of not dying all at once when you put the single level 1 sledgehammers. And even if these sledgehammers manage to like level up somehow, I will not take the level because they're here just to create a bigger link, but are also there to die in the case that I get countered by melting points or steel balls. And it is my opinion that steel balls are better against this than melting points in an aggro position, right? So if your opponent is aggressing towards you like I am, steel balls will be your best friend. If linked sledgehammers are back and rolling towards you, melting points will be better than steel balls. Now, on this round, opponent gets very lucky, gets steel balls offered to him for free, and also happens to run the fortified target lock. But in this game, my opponent goes for Overlord. I think this is like an auto win for him. It's pretty much like worst case scenario for me for them to get the free steel balls, because if they don't get free steel balls, they can't just get 3 level 2 steel balls and win. It won't be enough against these guys, but because they get the 2 level 3s and they could get 2 more level 2s, I'm pretty sure that's a winning position for them, and we'll even test it after. But they do go for more boats because they want to try and overwhelm me with air, since I'm still just showing 4 marksmen. He's betting that his air beats my linked sledgehammers, and he clicks the mothership here as well. Yeah, so he has 4 boats with mothership. We have photon because he has EMP showing here, and there's acid, so I need to protect my sledgehammer links. And so it's pretty good that we got the boat drop because, well, I mean, I already planned on getting boats this turn, but now we can get 3, and we can take the tech, and we have a little bit more for shields, which is nice. But if you're not convinced yet by linked sledgehammers, just wait for this round. This round is incredible. Now let's do the math here. He has 4 boats spawning 5 wasps. So that's 20 wasps. He has 3 packs of wasps here, and each pack of wasps is 12 wasps. So that's 36. I think he sells one, so it's 24. 24 plus 20 is 44, plus 4 is 48, 2 Phoenix is 50, and he has 5 wraiths. So it's 55 flying units for my 4 marksmen to try and clear, and my boats actually now. But that's a lot of air units. So basically, these sledgehammers need to not die at all in order for me to succeed. Let's just watch what happens here. We're taking temp range and speed, because we want to try and get these towers with our super tanky linked sledgehammers. You take the levels here. I sell this wasp, so we don't have AA from them, which means I need to put down 2 missiles in case I get flanked, and then I'll just get a couple shields probably. Oh, actually, you know what I do is I'm just going to missile out. I just want to take the Fang shields down so that I can get through there quicker. I think that's better than shields for me, since these guys are already tanky enough to live. And we have Photon. So watch this. This is awesome, man. We have 4 marksmen, okay, for all this flying. Look at these sledgehammers. It's beautiful, honestly. They're not dying. These guys are dead up here. These aren't dying. These aren't dying. They're gonna take this tower. We just need these. This is all we need back here. It's just enough. The AA marksman, level 5 guys too. So we're just like popping these. So yeah, I've been having really good luck with the linked sledgehammers. Like I said, I've been playing it for about a little over a week, and I like to pair it with the boats. If they go lots of air, I like to get these AA marksmen, and been testing this out quite a bit. Linked sledgehammers has been pretty rare, like in the last 6 or 7 months, and it's nice that it's back. It's a really cool tech. It's very unique. You could do it with steel balls as well, but on the tanks with the field maintenance, this is like the classic right here. The field maintenance, damage sharing, and then I run electromagnetic shot specifically against steel balls that are in my face. That way, if they take like healing tech and range balls or something, and I can get through like chaff and then hit them, we'll be able to electromag like steel balls and keep our link alive. But in the case where the steel ball drop has come, this turn the steel ball drop came, and I'm pretty sure my opponent should take it because I think he just straight up wins the game with it, since I didn't close him out on round 8 and he gets that drop. So let's test that. But yeah, before we do that, this is the formation I kind of have here. It gives me an option to slot in the level 1 sledgehammers anywhere I choose. Even here on the flank, should I get melted, the center level 1 sledgehammers will die sooner than the outside ones, which breaks the link and keeps the sledgehammers alive like longer, just by having weaker tanks in the center, since that is the counter to sledgehammers with Link, and he doesn't have any melting stuff, so it's a little surprising that he didn't go for any of it, but I guess he just thought that the air would end up getting there, but it didn't. The tanks prevail, and we do win the game. I just thought my opponent was like going to use steel balls. So he should take these steel balls. It's impossible for me to know that he runs this, but he does run this. So he needs both of these. He doesn't need the big tank. He needs to kill these. It's like the main problem. This is probably good if I take temp range. Yeah, I'm on the sledgehammers. Let's spread them out a little bit. And let's get rid of these fangs so that we can connect to the sledgehammers immediately. And then what he needs is just more steel balls. He can take care of this problem. He can take care of this problem. And we need to take care of some of these guys over here as well. Basically, all my opponent needs to do here is take down this shield. He needs to shield the steel balls, keep them safe. And then you can just missile. These crawlers need to go. You could put a missile here too. So I'm pretty sure this is a really good play for my opponent, since we should be able to kill these tanks. And this is only possible because of the unit drop. Otherwise, this wouldn't work, because it wouldn't be enough for just level 2 guys. You need that drop in order to succeed with this. But yeah, it does succeed very, very effectively. And I had 1800 HP left, so let's see if it's enough to kill me. It kind of looks like it. I saw that steel ball drop, and I was like, oh my god, I must be dead to that, right? But he didn't do it. He should have, because it was the play. Let's see, do I die? 1800 is what they need? Yeah, I die. So a weakness of the sledgehammers here is it's the fact that he runs the fortified target lock as well, because he could just immediately attach to the sledgehammers. If he just bought these 3 steel balls like in the wild without these level 3 guys, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't be enough. So that steel ball like basically bailed him out, but he just went more air, which is like a misplay. Regardless of the unit drop, you can see the power of sledgehammers in case you aren't using this and have always been curious. This is a decent way to play this. I do run carry boats. It's very expensive to get these 3 techs, and it's pretty expensive to get these. The game would have to go on for a while, but if you have boats on the board and you have like mech rage and field maintenance sledgehammers, you can click the link and like boat damage is really high and these like basically don't die. So it can just be like a kill shot. Like that's the way I really should have played it. I think I was a little hasty in taking damage sharing on the turn that I did, but I didn't want to buy my own boats since they're really expensive. And I was just kind of betting that like I'd be able to close the round out, but I didn't. Opponent should be taking these steel balls. He tried to just overwhelm me in the air, but since he couldn't kill my tanks at all, my boats and marksmen just ended up getting there. So a very fun game, boats and tanks. It's a very classic combo. If your opponent starts to go things like, you know, their own boats or wraiths or whatever, you can have AA marksmen and they stay pretty safe. You know, you can protect yourself with the wasps like I did, whatever. So that is going to do it for today's video. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, consider subscribing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this build. If you might consider running it, if you try it after you see this video or something, let me know how it goes for you. If you have any questions about the build, I'd be happy to try and answer in the comments as well. And until next time, have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.